I'd like to start off by saying thank you to Drew and the Evil Czech Brewery team for making this possible today. Gene and I were so stoked to be here and to meet all of you. Secondly, I wanted to remind everybody that $1 of every Lefty beer is going to be donated to Best Friends Charity. So grab another round. Some of you I think are here because you are familiar with the brewery and you're out here to support the brewery. And some of you are here because you watch Gene and I on YouTube and you know our story with Lefty. And you might know that a little bit of how Lefty IPA came to be, but I wanted to share with everybody a little bit of the real full story of Lefty and why she was so important and amazing in Gene and I's story. So this is going to be really hard, so I apologize if I get a little choked up, and I am not going to look at my dad because he's a worse crier than I am. So, all right. On May 20th in 2012, while scrolling through Facebook, I came across a photo of a dog at the Lancaster, Los Angeles County shelter who had just had surgery the day before and was available for adoption. She was sitting with the biggest smile despite just having her leg removed, being wrapped up in bandages and sporting 60 staples keeping her together. I already had 2 dogs and certainly didn't have the financial means to have a third, but there was just something about her that said, "I'm your dog." I've always been fairly practical and would take time to think things through, but I didn't have to think for 5 minutes before I grabbed my bag and drove to the shelter to get her. I just knew she was meant to be for me and I her. I may not have been financially stable, but I was certainly rich in the love that I could give her. Upon getting to the shelter, I learned that she was actually a surrender, and her family had dropped her off with a broken leg, which she had had for over a month. With a few pen strokes and a $70 adoption fee paid, she was officially part of my pack. She adjusted incredibly well to being a tripod and would even run just as fast as my other dogs, Mozzarella and Chicky. Her resilience and perseverance rubbed off on me as I managed 2 jobs and school full-time on my own. A year later, I ended up with my 4th dog, PETA. She's actually here today if you'd like to meet her. And PETA is not the bread, but the acronym for pain in the ass. She really wasn't meant to stay with me permanently, but we all know how that goes. PETA was so tiny, and Lefty instinctually took on a mother role, following her everywhere and teaching her how to be a dog. They were besties for life. Over the years, Lefty was the special shining star to my little dog family, and everywhere we went, people loved her. They always asked her story and commended me for taking on a special needs dog. My favorite responses to, "How did she lose her leg?" were, "She used to be one of those surfing dogs, but there was a shark attack." Or to little kids, I would respond shaking my head, "She didn't eat her vegetables." That one went well with parents most of the time. In 2018, I added one more to my pack, Gene. Little did I know he was the missing piece that would make our pack complete. Lefty was there when we met for the first time and was the first dog Gene ever fell in love with, making her a special part of our love story. Having new subjects to film for his growing YouTube channel, Potato Chip, Lefty quickly gained popularity amongst viewers and certainly enjoyed having another person to spoil her. She slept in bed with us every night, as she did for every night since the day she came home with me. She even snored as loud as Gene. I suspect it was because of her abnormally long tongue. But her farts were silent but deadly. She was my couch buddy, and we had a special bond that I just can't explain. In 2019, she started to develop some mobility issues, osteoarthritis, which we anticipated due to her being a large dog with 3 limbs practically her whole life. She had been receiving chiropractic, acupuncture, and physical therapy for years prior in order to maintain her health and keep her active as she aged. Our goal was to keep her as pain-free and mobile for as long as possible. But in April of this year, she was suddenly diagnosed with glaucoma in both eyes, and despite medications and therapies, She was having attacks every couple days, forcing us to the emergency vet for mannitol to get her eye pressures under control. For those of you that don't know about glaucoma, it's an increase in intraocular pressure. It's severely painful for dogs and eventually results in blindness and removal of the affected eyes. When heavily considering her existing afflictions and overall quality of life with glaucoma, we made the tough decision to have her euthanized at home and to make sure she would be able to enjoy her last days with us. It was May 15th in our backyard, surrounded by green trees and chirping birds. And it was the best that I could have hoped for her in that moment. It was by far the hardest thing I've ever done, and nothing could have ever prepared us for it. Gene documented our last moments with her and shared it on YouTube for the people who had come to love her, even never meeting her. I was overwhelmed by the amount of support and kind condolence our subscribers gave after learning of her passing. I always thought of her as just my dog, and only important to me, but after learning how much happiness she brought to others, it warmed my heart to know others saw how special she was, as I did when I first saw her on Facebook that day in 2012. One of those condolences came from Drew, who after watching the vlog of Lefty's last days reached out to comment on something that we had said in that vlog. In the vlog, we mentioned that one day, Gene and I would love to have a brewery and name the beers after our dogs, and the first would be Lefty IPA. Drew graciously offered he could possibly make Lefty IPA a reality, and we were immediately on board, which brings us here today, with Lefty IPA no longer being just a dream. With a portion of every sale being donated to Best Friends Animal Society, I can't think of a better way to honor Lefty. Best Friends Animal Society are nationwide advocates for animal welfare and promote animal rescue and adoption, something near and dear to my heart. Their motto is Save Them All, and the aim is to end pet homelessness. I chose Best Friends to receive these donations because I'm a firm believer of adoption and know the happiness and joy an adopted dog can bring to one's life. So it is my hope that every time someone drinks a Lefty IPA, that they think of her infectious smile and being happy living in the moment as dogs do. So, to Lefty. Thank you. Thank you so much. Damn, that was hard.
Good job,
Thank you.
Howdy, honey.
I'm glad I kept glasses on.
No.
Yeah, I knew you would cry. Here, I brought tissues. Does anybody need one?
Carrie, thank you for sharing. Everyone, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate everyone's support for the vision and everything that we've put together over the last few months. I know there's been a lot of back and forth via internet and a few plane trips and a few phone conversations, but it's been an honor for us to be able to make this a reality for Gene and Kari, and it's been amazing to have our local community come out and support a vision that was kind of a random moment for me online, and then also a random moment for most of Gene's subscribers. There was this random comment thrown out there. So it's been great to have two different communities from all over the states be able to come. I've seen a lot of comments claiming to want us to ship to Europe and Germany and Canada. I wish we could. There's a few legal issues for us, so I apologize if we can't make that happen. However, I'm very grateful for everyone that has shown up tonight, shown up earlier today, and I would just hope that everybody can raise a glass to Lefty and support the cause moving forward. This is a beer that we want to not end today, but this is just the beginning. So, to Gene and Kari, let's let Lefty's memory live on for generations to come.
Thank you, Drew.
So, everyone, raise a glass to Lefty. We're going to play a couple more songs, and then we're going to kind of wrap it up. And you're welcome to stay as long as you want. But I want everyone to
I'll cheers it for you and
you're
let
at
you drink.
home because this is our home,
It's for you.
and it's now Lefty's home. So, welcome home. Everyone relax, enjoy, and we'll continue to celebrate Lefty. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. We love you, Lefty.
She was a great dog. She was a great dog. You were lucky to know her.
Yeah.